Dr. Sheetal and welcome to my channel Medicals in Minutes. Today's topic is eclampsia. Eclampsia means that the next condition of the pre-eclampsia. जब किसी pregnant patient को भी blood pressure high होता है in the pregnant time and if it is not controlled then that pre-eclampsia will be converted into eclampsia and now the patient got seizures or convulsions or the fits. So how we will manage these fits? This is the treatment of eclampsia. So let's start. So eclampsia अपने आप में word indicates that it means fits or the convulsions. So if the convulsions present, then the first important thing is sedate the patient. We have to sedate the patient and it is should be done by either by the Largectil 50 mg or by the Phenergan 25 mg or by morphine or by the Paraldehyde. इन एनी केस किसी भी प्रॉब्लम में अगर फिट्स आते हैं, सपोज किसी पेशेंट को सीजर्स की प्रॉब्लम है, किसी को हेड इंजरी हुई है, किसी को एक्लेम्शिया हो रहा है, इन एनी केस इफ कन्वर्जेंस इज प्रेजेंट द ट्रीटमेंट ऑफ चॉइस इज टू सेडेट द पेशेंट. सो सेडेशन के लिए वी आर यूजिंग द ड्रग डाइजीपाम, बट इन प्रेगनेंसी डाइजीपाम इज कंट्राइंडिकेटेड ड्रग. सो इन प्रेगनेंसी दीज फोर आर द ड्रग ऑफ चॉइस फॉर सेडेशन. Then shift the patient in the hospital, and in hospital we have two type of treatment. First is general treatment and second is the specific treatment. So first is general treatment. We shift the patient in the eclampsia room. So what is eclampsia room? Eclampsia room is the dark room with the railed wall. चारों तरफ से रेलिंग लगी रहती है so that कि patient गिर ना जाए, and it is a dark room to prevent the further convulsions. Second is place the position in the left lateral position. So left lateral position will decreases the compression of the vena cava and hence increases the blood supply of the baby. Third is to give the mouth gag so as to prevent the tongue injury. Otherwise convulsions के टाइम पर या फिट्स के टाइम patients become unconscious होती है and that might be possible कि उस टाइम पे उसको tongue bite हो जाए. So to prevent the tongue bite we will insert a mouth gag so it will prevent the tongue bite, as well as we have to maintain the airway with the help of mouth gag. So airway is also maintained, and if some secretion is there then with the help of mouth gag we will suck it out with the help of suction machine. So mouth gag is a plastic instrument like this. This is the shape of the mouth gag. We have to insert it in the oral cavity. So through this airway is maintained, number one. Second, we will suck out the secretions if present. Second, and third, it will prevent the tongue injury. Next, airway maintained and the oxygen therapy. Start IV line डाल के तुरंत कैनुला इंसर्ट कीजिए. Next most important is catheterization. Put the Foley's catheter to know about the urine output कि कितना आ रहा है. And second, next most important is to collect the urine for routine microscopy, because इस कंडीशन में अभी आपको यहाँ पर प्रोटीन प्लस में मिलेगा, that is perfused proteinuria. Next, the detailed history of the patient. So because the patient is now unconscious, so we have to take the detailed history with attendants about the duration of pregnancy कि कितने वीक की pregnancy, number of fits, कितनी बार उसको झटके आ चुके हैं, and the treatment taken outside, बाहर उसको क्या क्या treatment दिया हुआ है, if any records is available. Quick general and the vaginal examination. General examination to know about the duration of pregnancy कि जितना history आ रही है उसके according उतना आपका per abdomen feel हो रहा है नहीं हो रहा है. And next is the vaginal examination. Vaginal examination because कि if os is closed, os means if अगर internal os is closed then we have to go for cesarean section, and if internal os open हो रहा है, cervix effaced हो रहा है, effacement बहुत अच्छा है, presenting part नीचे आ गया है, then we will go for the vaginal delivery. So we have to quick do the general as well as the vaginal examination. TPR, that is temperature, pulse and respiration, blood pressure, fetal heart sound, urine output and the progress of labor charting, and this charting is very important in case of fits. So if urine output is normal, progress of labor is okay, it's well and good, fetal heart sound is good, then we will go for normal delivery, and if progress of labor is not there then we will directly go for the cesarean section. See, if eclampsia is present, if fits is present or the conversion is present, then आप इस प्रेगनेंसी को कंटिन्यू नहीं रख सकते हैं. वी हैव टू टर्मिनेट द बेबी. ठीक है, अब वो कितने ड्यूरेशन ऑफ प्रेगनेंसी क्या है, दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर द बेबी कि बेबी को हमें वेदर एनआईसीयू में शिफ्ट करना होगा या बेबी आफ्टर 37 वीक्स ऑफ प्रेगनेंसी अगर हम उसको टर्मिनेट कर रहे हैं देन माइट बी पॉसिबल कि बेबी बहुत अच्छे से सर्वाइव कर जाए. बट अगर एक्लेम्शिया हो रहा है, अगर कन्वर्जेंस आ रहा है, तो वी हैव टू टर्मिनेट द प्रेगनेंसी. आप फिट्स कंट्रोल करने के बाद भी प्रेगनेंसी कंटिन्यू नहीं कर सकते हैं. नेक्स्ट इज एंटीबायोटिक टू प्रिवेंट द इन्फेक्शंस. So these are all about the general examination. Now most important comes the specific treatment. So specific treatment means the anticonvulsant regimen. Anticonvulsant means the drugs which used to decreases the convulsions or which are used to suppresses the convulsions. And for this, the drugs used are magnesium sulfate therapy, lytic cocktail therapy, diazepam therapy or the lean therapy, Nikumb therapy, Upadhyay therapy, and Paraldehyde therapy. And for all these names, I have made a jingle, and the jingle is ML Dinu Piya Hua Hai. This is my jingle to remember the names of anticonvulsant regimen which are used in the eclampsia. So M for magnesium sulfate, L for lytic cocktail therapy, D for diazepam therapy, N for Nikumb therapy, U for Upadhyay therapy, and P for Paraldehyde therapy. So these are the different therapy, and see, this is the most important question because question directly आता है the treatment of eclampsia. So you have to write all these names and all these methods. So now first come with the magnesium sulfate therapy. So magnesium sulfate therapy, either we have to give intramuscular or intravenous. Intramuscular therapy is known as Pritchard therapy, while intravenous therapy is known as Zussman therapy. So now method. First we have to take 4 grams of 20% magnesium sulfate. We have to give in stat. हम इसको IV push करेंगे stat पूरा full dose and followed by IV infusion over 24 hours. इसके बाद इसको IV bottle में डालेंगे, drip में डालेंगे and throughout 24 hours it should be continued. So this is about IV therapy. This is known as IV therapy. That 4 gram of 20% magnesium sulfate given stat. First dose is given stat and then next it should be continued throughout 24 hours. Next is 5 gram of 50% magnesium sulfate. It should be given intramuscular each buttock. तुरंत में as we push IV, तुरंत within minutes we have to give an IM also. 5 grams on each buttock, 5 grams on right and 5 grams on left. Then 4 hourly on alternate buttocks. हर 4 घंटे में 4 घंटे में right side, then next, then right side, then left side, then right side, then left side. That means 4 hourly on alternate buttocks. कब तक देना है? Till 24 hours after delivery. डिलीवरी होने के भी 24 आवर्स तक टू प्रिवेंट द कन्वर्जन सो दैट मां की जान को खतरा ना हो. सो एज टू प्रिवेंट द मैटरनल डेथ. बट माइट बी पॉसिबल कि इतना मैग्नीशियम सल्फेट देने से इट मे कॉज मैग्नीशियम टॉक्सिसिटी. सो सेफ लेवल ऑफ मैग्नीशियम इज 4 to 7 milliequivalent per liter. So when we are giving magnesium therapy, sulfate therapy throughout the day and night, so we have to see the blood level of this magnesium sulfate. So if it is more than 4 to 7, then it is a safe level, nothing to worry. But if it is in between 9 to 10 milliequivalent, the first symptom is the absent tendon reflexes. तो हम थ्रू आउट का मैग्नीशियम सल्फेट थेरेपी हम एक चार्ट बनाते हैं, उस पर टेंडन रिफ्लेक्सेस चेक करते हैं एंड इफ इन एनी केस इफ द टेंडन रिफ्लेक्सेस आर एब्सेंट देन जस्ट स्टॉप द थेरेपी, सेंड द ब्लड सैंपल फॉर द मैग्नीशियम सेफ लेवल एंड इफ इट इज मोर देन 9 to 10 देन स्टॉप द मेडिसिन्स. If the blood level is 10 to 15 milliequivalent, then it may cause respiratory paralysis. If the blood level becomes 15 to 20 milliequivalent, then it may cause cardiac conduction defect, and in more than 20 milliequivalent, it may cause cardiac arrest. So it is very necessary to observe the magnesium level while giving the magnesium sulfate. See, magnesium sulfate is an anticonvulsant drug. It is not the CNS depressant. ये CNS depressant नहीं है. So the mother remains awake. माँ बिल्कुल awake रहेगी, बिल्कुल unconscious नहीं रहेगी, and because it is not CNS depressant, so it may not disturb the baby. So magnesium sulfate is an anticonvulsant therapy जो कि आपका सिर्फ एक्लेम्शिया कम करेगा, but it is the safe drug for the mother as well as for the baby. But during the magnesium sulfate therapy we have to see the first the tendon reflexes regularly, उसका respiratory rate and उसका heart rate, and we should be very careful during this therapy. If in any case if you are observing that tendon reflexes are absent or there is some cardiac conduction defect or some respiratory, then immediately stop the drug. But what happens if magnesium sulfate toxicity present? Then the treatment of choice is calcium gluconate. We just start calcium gluconate because it is the antagonist of magnesium therapy. So this is about the magnesium sulfate therapy. Second is the Lytic cocktail therapy. See the cocktail means something mixing. So in this Lytic cocktail therapy, we are using 3 drugs. First is chlorpromazine, and the name of this drug is Largectil. Second is promethazine, which is popularly known as Finargan, and third is the pethidine. So in Lytic cocktail therapy, we use these three drugs: chlorpromazine, promethazine, and pethidine. And for ease of your learning, it should be remembered in the sequence. आप इसको sequence में याद करेंगे: chlorpromazine, promethazine, and pethidine. So now, how can we use the drugs? So now the protocol A says कि 1 and 3. 1 and 3 means chlorpromazine and pethidine. It should be used in the ratio of 1:4. That means 25 mg of chlorpromazine while 100 mg of pethidine. These two drugs should be used IV in 5% dextrose. Along with 1 and 2. 1 and 2 means chlorpromazine and promethazine. It should be given in the ratio of 2:1. That is 15 mg of chlorpromazine along with 25 mg of promethazine. It should be given IM. So this is protocol 1. So that's why मैं इसको बोल रही हूँ कि you have to remember in sequence. Sequence में it's very easy to learn that we have to given 1 and 3 in the ratio of 1:4. IV along with 1 and 2 should be given in the ratio of 2:1 IM. Okay. Now, subsequently, the protocol B says subsequently 1 and 2 repeat intramuscularly 4 hourly after up to 24 hours following the last fit. 1 and 2. That means कि we have to given, ये हमने दे दिया, हमने IV दे दिया, हमने IM दे दिया, plus along with आपने IM दिया stat dose, आपने IV दिया stat dose. Now, after that, we have to repeat 1 and 2, that is chlorpromazine and promethazine intramuscularly every 4 hourly. कब तक देना है? Till 24 hours of the last fit. And protocol C is कि IV 500 ml of 10% dextrose with 100 mg of 3, that is pethidine, at 20 to 30 drops per minute up to 24 hours of last fit. That means जैसे ही patient conversion में आया है, तुरंत में we have to given 1 and 3 in the ratio of 1:4 IV directly along with 1 and 2, that is chlorpromazine and promethazine in the ratio of 2:1 IM stat dose. Followed by we have to repeat chlorpromazine and promethazine intramuscularly every 4 hourly. Along with we have to given pethidine in the drip of 500 ml of dextrose, and it should be continue till 24 hours of last fit. So this is known about Lytic cocktail therapy. So next therapy is the diazepam therapy or the lean therapy. So diazepam therapy, in this we only using the diazepam. So 40 mg of IV diazepam given in 500 ml of dextrose 5%, and it should be given 30 drops per minute. Next therapy is the Nicombé therapy. In the Nicombé therapy, in spite of using pethidine, we are using diazepam. So in this therapy, the drug used are diazepam, chlorpromazine and the promethazine. Next is the Upadhyay therapy. In Upadhyay therapy, the drugs are morphine as well as the chlorpromazine. So these are about the different anti-conversion regimes which are used in the treatment of the eclampsia. So our motto is to prevent the eclamptic fits as early as possible and to prevent the further fits. कि पेशेंट को और फर्दर फिट्स नहीं आनी चाहिए. वी हैव टू टर्मिनेट द बेबी, वी हैव टू डिलीवर द बेबी either by the cesarean section or by the normal delivery, whatever the condition of the patient. And then if fetus is premature, the baby is premature, then shift the baby to the NICU. And if baby is sufficiently mature, that means after 36 or 37 weeks, then observe the baby for further any problems. So this is all about the anti-conversion regime of the eclampsia. So okay friends, this is about my topic. If you like my videos, then please give likes, share it and subscribe it. Thank you.